How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.
the end. I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. What have we done to the world? What have we done to the world? I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final
All right, so we had to end the last stream early because I set a channel membership goal, and sadly we didn't meet it. Sadly, we didn't meet it within the specified time limit. However, King Grillis of the chat, he's here, right? King Grillis of the chat came through and funded you assholes like literally 30 seconds after I hit the end stream button. And I saw it come up. There he is. The fucking king, the legend, ran to his computer to try to save the stream, and he just missed it by like that fucking much. That much. And bro, I really appreciate it. I really, really do. And part of the reason I came back is, yes, because of that last minute super chat. Yes. Now we're not continuing the stream because I need you guys to understand that I am serious when I say I will end the stream. I haven't done it in a long time, and I think that people think that it's a joke. It's not a joke. It really isn't. My commitment to you guys is I will continue to show up for you if you continue to show up for me. And the fact of the matter is I suffered for years and years and years and ate through my savings in a way that you would not fucking believe to be able to do what I'm doing now. Because for years and years and years and years and years, I worked for free for the internet. And it was not good for my mental health. It was not good for my sanity. And it was certainly not good for my bank account. Now, is this about doing money? Is doing what I'm doing about making money? No. I'm never going to be rich doing this. But the fact of the matter is, in order to do what I do, I have to put a lot of time into it. And if people just aren't seeing value in the stream, I will leave and I will go do something else. I will take my time that I'm spending on the stream and literally go do something else that is going to be more productive and valuable, or at least I hope it will be. Because there is a financial reality to this, guys. This is my full-time job. And so in order to do this, it has to get funded from somewhere. And I will show up for you when you show up for me. I understand that not everyone can afford to give. I really, really do. But with the amount of people we have watching on any given day, getting 100 gifted channel memberships when I do a class stream really should not be like beyond. It really isn't. If 100 people out of several thousand that will ultimately see that stream, if 100 people gave one channel membership, which is $5. That's it. That's it. And so I know that not everyone can afford it. And if you can't afford it, I don't want you to feel bad. I am talking to the people who can afford to step up, because I know that there are plenty of people to get $105 channel memberships in a day. And by the way, I don't even have the goal on every stream. I don't even have the goal on every stream. When I'm doing more drama streams or protest streams, I rarely even have a goal. Because, I don't really like having to be in this position of saying, we have to meet certain financial realities. But like, guys, I am never putting myself in the position that I was in a couple of years ago again. I will tell you that right now. That is never going to happen to me again. And quite frankly, I teach enough people that tell me that this is valuable that I really feel like, haven't I reached a point of being able to say, I have spent years and thousands of hours of my life developing this expertise. I think it's pretty fucking valuable, and I want to be able to survive doing it. I'm not asking to be fucking rich. I know you might be confused because I have luxury bags. I don't pay fucking retail for those. Are you insane? Like, I am not, like, we are comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we're not destitute or anything, but I am not asking to be like super wealthy. I'm not asking for millions of dollars. I'm asking for, I need a livable fucking salary that allows me to actually exist as a normal human being. Okay. That's what it is. And that helps my sanity, and that makes my teaching better. And believe it or not, it makes me less angry with you guys when you're not freeloading all the fucking time. Because, one of the reasons I used to yell at people all the time is I was literally giving everything I had to the fucking internet, and they just didn't fucking appreciate it. No one appreciated it. Hey, thank you, Red Menace Nick. We still owe Karlyn 45 more memberships. No pressure. Well, I think some people have been sending them in, actually. We got Mountain Goddess back. W's to you, Mountain Goddess. Welcome back. And she donated 5 channel memberships. Yo, we might meet that membership goal yet. Well, I don't want people to be too disappointed, because if you were looking forward to the second part of the stream, did we get another one? I feel like we might have got another one. Maybe. I don't know. Chat was going pretty quick there for a moment. I'll make sure we got everyone. So I don't want everyone to feel too bad, because of Grillis's last minute donation, Sheikah Lago's back. W's to you, sir. Thank you so much for the gifted channel membership. I wasn't going to do part 2 of this. I really wasn't. But because of Grillis's generous donation, we will do it tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's going to be an early stream. Thank you so much. Zane's the name. I really appreciate the super sticker, bro. You rock. The reason we are doing it at 3 is because we will have a spy stream at 5:30 tomorrow. So we will not be doing the 5 p.m. stream tomorrow, because we will be doing a supporter exclusive spy stream. And that's why I really wanted to meet the membership goal today, was to get as many people access to tomorrow's spy stream as possible, because you do have to be a channel member to access it. It's a supporter exclusive. Or you can be a member on my Substack, my Locals, my Patreon, or a Twitter subscriber. But of course, YouTube channel membership is nice because we can gift them out to the chat. And it's a good way to support the stream, and it's a good way to make sure that I am able to continue to do this stuff. So we will be doing part 2. And again, this is in honor of Grillis, but we're doing it tomorrow instead of today, because I need you guys to know I'm serious about meeting goals, okay? I've set a boundary. I'm letting you know I will end the fucking stream if we don't meet goals, and I'm serious about that. But I decided to come back because there's something else I want to watch. And listen, man, I would like to just really get off on the right foot with YouTube and preemptively disavow every single thing said in this interview. I disavow every single thing, YouTube, that comes out of HT's mouth. Okay? Disavow. In fact, I am really disappointed with Alex Jones for platforming this infamous neo-Nazi because he is bad and anti-Semitism is wrong. And I disavow every single thing, YouTube. I am watching this for research purposes. I am a researcher of far left subcultures on the internet, and sometimes I like to research other subcultures as well. And, you know, understanding what is going on the extremist fascist right, I think is important to my research. But I want to be very, very clear, YouTube. We love Jews on this channel. We love bagels. We love Shabbat dinner. We love Jewish soda. We love everything about Jews. They are God's chosen people. The Holocaust was the worst event in the history of humanity. No less than 10 million Jews died in the Holocaust. No matter what that asshole HT says in this interview, 10 million Jews died in the Holocaust and not a single Jew less. Hitler was the worst person to ever lived. Obviously is burning in hell. There's no one ever worse in the history of humanity. Everyone should have to go to a Holocaust museum. Gas chambers definitely have wooden doors. And everything happened just like they taught us in school. And Israel is the greatest. And we should send all of our money to Israel. And we love the Jews so much right now that we're going to do bagel emojis in the chat. Can everyone please put a bagel emoji in the chat? I would appreciate it. And just to show our love of the Jews, YouTube, and that there's no anti-Semites here. We hate everything HT stands for, and we are going to disavow everything he says. And I'm watching this for research purposes. Okay? Everyone clear? Everyone good? Okay. Let's get started.
From doing activism in Florida and passed hate speech laws in Florida under HB 269. I remember them crediting him for one of the reasons they did that. Talk about Streisand effect. Handsome_some_truth, Goyam, TV.st. Now, I wanted to get him on because I'm seeing more and more of this. You had the builder guy.
It's a gift.
Chud the builder.
Amazing.
And then you got people like him and a bunch of others that they have the right to go out and do what they do. But I don't think you win friends and influence people just running up and down the street screaming N-word at random black people till somebody gets mad.
Yeah, that's bad. Don't do that.
I said about Chud the Builder, I said, not long until he gets shot or gets killed or gets put in prison, which I don't want to happen. And by the way, he's been on Harrison's show. We were going to have him on the day he got arrested. Reportedly, some guy attacked him and then he shot him. And I mean, obviously, he's not going to get a fair trial. And I understand why people are sick of being pushed around, being told we're the devil and all this other crap. So I think it's good to stand up for yourself and to not let the political correctness control you and not be cucked. But being cucked over on one end, I think we should be more in the middle. You got people like Handsome Truth over here that I think are on the other extreme, like the blood tribe people, just running around. I mean, I'm not saying that Handsome Truth is a Fed. I'm not even implying that. I don't mean that sarcastically. Because there's enough pissed off people out there that aren't all feds. But look at the Southern Poverty Law Center I told you forever that was really running most of the white supremacist groups, the ADL. So when you see this kind of classic rhetoric, at least in the past, it was meant to make other people just standing up for their own sovereignty or who don't want Israel openly running our country, calling us Nazis. So there's a lot of these videos. We bleeped this one because we're on radio stations. But, here he is with some other people. And I guess these guys are talking to in the street are like Jewish, and they're just screaming at him and saying, you're a Jew. I won't talk to you. I don't care what you say. And I mean, my thing is, I guess he is of the belief, and we'll let him talk in a minute. We'll go to the next hour. I'm sorry I got him late. That they literally all are inherently bad. Well, just because Netanyahu and the Kudos are doing bad things, there's a bunch of opposition in Israel. I just think it's never good to not be able to actually talk to somebody. Like maybe we should have you on sometime to have you debate.
Exactly, Alex. Yeah, and this is my mind of watching this interview as well. Obviously, HT has a right to free speech, no matter how many crazy things he says in this interview that we will obviously preemptively disavow. But you know what? Listen, this is America. People should be allowed to talk. And I think this is an exercise in free speech. And given that I'm a fascist and I don't allow free speech on this channel as a general rule, I think that this might actually be, I'm starting to soften on the free speech issue, but just this once, I'm going to give it a try and we're going to see how the free speech thing goes. And then we're going to see.
Zionist guy or debate some more mainline, there's so many anti-war Jews that don't even think Israel should exist. I just think it's I just think it's dangerous because the left goes around teaching we're bad because we're white or Christians are inherently bad. And I get it. And white people are like, well, we'll just say you're all bad.
I have got to start badgering Harrison Smith to get Alex Jones to talk to me. And I really don't want to. I hate fucking being that person. I fucking hate being that person. I fucking hate being like, Harrison, I think this would be a good time for me to talk to Alex Jones for reason X, Y, B, and Z. Can you please make that happen? I fucking hate that shit, and I don't like doing it. But I really feel like I'm being given no choice when Alex Jones is running around saying the left hates white people, which is stupid. It is stupid based on all evidence from the left. That is not what they mean. Whiteness means capitalism. If you do not understand this, you do not understand the left in any way, shape, or form. And I'm sorry, Alex Jones is someone I would like to have a greater understanding of what the left actually believes because he's got a big fucking mouth and he talks to a lot of people, okay? And like part of the problem that I face on a day-to-day basis is the fact that I have so many retards that have been misinformed by the people that they trusted to inform them. Now, I don't blame Alex Jones for believing this. I understand why he believes it. But the fact of the matter is that is not what the left believes at all. That is not what they're acting out publicly. And this is a critical concept for people to understand if they are going to understand the greater picture of every single thing that is going on. So I really don't want to badger Harrison Smith about this because I like him and I don't want to do that. But I'm starting to feel like I'm in a position where be like, it's time to learn, gentlemen. It's time to learn. It's time to fully disavow all of the MAGA bullshit that has permeated into your brains.
Back at you. I don't agree with what the left's doing and Black Lives Matter. And so I just think acting like them is just not the way to go. Now, I'm going to give you the floor in a moment because I've been talking and you can explain yourself. But I legitimately don't think
yourself,
that this,
HD.
you have every right to do it.
Explain
I'm not
yourself,
censoring.
sir.
I'm just thinking, I don't think it's healthy.
Probably not.
But I know what your argument will be. You know, we need to stop surrendering and just not care. So other people see something so extreme. I'm guessing this is what you're trying to do. If you're being logical, it's only logic I could see in it. So you move the overture window so far that it kind of breaks the spell. I see you nodding. Okay. I didn't ever hear you say that, but that's the only logic I could see. And there's too many dumb people. I don't think it's going to work, but you'll have the floor. Here's an excerpt of kind of the standard thing you do. Here it is.
Hey, this guy's Jewish. What's up, man? What's your thoughts about Jews sucking baby penis?
Hey, how about...
Oh, yeah, Jew?
Excuse me?
I said, oh, yeah, you cross-eyed Jew?
Whether I'm a Jew or not.
You are Jewish. You are Jewish. You are
Disgustingly
Jewish.
Jewish.
You're so Jewish.
Disgusting behavior.
You're
Bad
so
behavior.
Jewish. You're hideous.
What's your thoughts about your Jew sucking baby penis?
So I actually...
Oh, yeah?
take care of people.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm standing up for white people. The same people. Your people are trying to replace it. You're not white. You're Jewish.
You're not white,
You're Jewish. You're Jewish, scum. You got Israel. Go to Israel. Go to Israel. Go to Israel. You cross-eyed Jew. Look at this dysgenic Jew. Look at how dysgenic he is. Look at his cross eyes.
Actually,
look at his ears. Disgusting pedophile protecting Jew scum.
What's your plan here?
Shut up, Jew.
Disavow.
Expel all you Jews back to Israel. Go home. 110th time. Here's your Jew buddy.
No.
Hey, is this your boyfriend from Grindr?
Horrible.
2 gay Jews here have arrived. Why don't you leave our country, Jew?
Your country?
Yeah, we built this country. Europeans, not you filthy Jews. Why did Henry Ford write a book called? You know who Henry Ford is, right? Henry Ford, Model T, familiar?
Nazi.
Oh, Nazi.
Yeah.
The inventor of the Ford is a Nazi. Okay. Yeah. Why did he write a book called The International Jew, warning us about your scummy people?
I don't know why he did what he did.
You're Jewish scum. I don't debate with scummy Jews. Look at you creepy Jew getting all sweaty. Filthy, sweaty Jew. You smell like penis blood. That's what you smell like.
I'm so sick of seeing you.
Disavow.
What? Say it again. Say it again. Shut up, Jew, you scumbag. Your Holocaust is fake. Piece of Jew. Your Holocaust is fake, scumbag Jew.
Disavow. The Holocaust is real, HD. It's all real.
Your fake Holocaust. Why is it illegal to
absolutely
question
real,
in 18 countries? Why is it a question, you filthy Jew? You started the engagement, you retards. You too, scumbags. I have a question. Yeah, shut up,
12
Jew.
million Jews died in the
My
Holocaust.
question is, when are you going home?
How
My
rude.
question is, shut up, Jew.
All right, HT is what he goes by. So tell us what in the hell you're doing. And then this is a
He's
thing
so
I'm
proud
seeing
of
from a bunch of people online. And I'm glad there's free speech, but I think there's going to be attacks on synagogues, whether they're staged or real. I think this is going to trigger a bunch of censorship, and which I don't for. And then you got Israel openly trying to take over the Pentagon right now in response to this, and in general saying, "Oh yeah, we're losing the propaganda war." And so I see a major collision coming out of this. It's not going to be healthy for anybody. But I'll stop ranting. In your own words, how do you think this is productive?
Well, can I just say thank you so much for having me on? Like I was a huge fan. You like helped wake me up, believe it or not. Like you kind of radicalized me, believe it or not. My mom, when I told her about like my waking up process, I was like, you know, Mom, it's the globalists, it's the Illuminati, it's Bilderberg. And my mom looked me right in the eyes and she said, John, it's the Jews. She just told me straight up, it's the Jews. And eventually, you know, I kind of got to that, like after, you know, watching you for a couple of years, I was kind of like looking into this, the whole Jewish problem. And yeah, just finding out like Donald Trump after he bombed Syria, I was like calling out Donald Trump and all of his donors. And I couldn't believe that, like, you know, guys like you who I looked up to couldn't see through this. And I was kind of bummed out because I was like, dude, Alex Jones, we got to name the Jew. And, you know, I think now you kind of see like where the Jews are at. I mean, obviously, if you look at history, they've been expelled from 109 nations over 1,030 times. And I'm using, I guess, strong language while they're currently trying
Very
to
strong language,
genocide the European race, and they're bombing Palestinians, hospitals, children, etc. And people are worried about my words being offensive. So I want to ask you, are you a free speech absolutist?
I think that's clear, of course.
Okay. So what would you think that's wrong with me, you know, stating that the Jewish people are an enemy, the Trojan horse of America?
Well, that's a standard thing you just did, and I don't know if you're conscious of. You seem like somewhat of a smart guy.
Language, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I even said it before I went to you. I said you have a right to say what you're saying. Mm-hmm. My saying that I think it will add to a toxic environment, and in the end, turn a lot of people off, was not censoring you. So disagreeing with how you're doing something is not meaning that I'm not a free speech absolutist. It's two completely separate things.
Yeah, I guess my issue is that, like, you know, I like some of your stuff. You know, you do the whole like Americana stuff, and
listen, I have been familiar with this evil neo-Nazi HT character for a while, and you know, I mean, I've listened to him a little bit. And I am reasonably sure that he believes every single thing that is coming out of his mouth. And you know, he does Twitter spaces all the time on the Christian question on X. And so if you want to know, if you can go listen to him anytime, and you can hear him saying this stuff out in the wild. Okay. So obviously he is evil and wrong. We disavow everything he says, but I do think that he is genuine in his beliefs and what he is saying.
Problem with that is that if you go back and we look at the 1790 Naturalization Act, the forefathers had a plan for what it is to be an American, and that's a Northwestern European.
Bless his heart, yes. Bless his heart.
You know, I know that you're a Christian, and you kind of push these Judeo-Christian values where we should have, you know, people, as long as they, you know, fit our culture, they speak our language, that they're fine. But the forefathers who built this country, wrote the Bill of Rights, etc., stated that this country is supposed to be for Europeans and Europeans only.
Well, what's happened is clearly the left is doing racial politics and brainwashing all these other groups to be anti-white. And so the stuff they say in general,
no, Alex, no. Wrong. Sorry. No.
The quote minority leaders, they're really the majority, is beyond Hitler. So I'm not agreeing with what they're saying and doing. And I'm not really saying Judeo-Christian values. I mean, obviously the Abraham religions come out of Abraham, so there is that Judaic thing, but the Old and New Testament are two separate deals. when I was exposing Bilderberg Group, they were setting policy in there. When I expose COG or a piece of legislation, I'm specifically showing people where we're losing sovereignty to special interest groups. And so when Israel is involved with their special interest trying to take over, I expose that specifically, but I do it on policy because I want a big tent for everybody to be able to just say, hey, we oppose
I don't want a big
having
tent.
any foreign government run our country. And
Well,
then if
we
I don't
can-
say
yeah, we
Heil
can
Hitler
say
on
that.
top of it, then it's a big tent and I can tend to get what I need to get done because I'm not putting it in a Hugo Boss uniform. Plus, I don't like Nazis.
Why wouldn't you-
Historically, what I thought this was about.
I'm sorry, Alex. Can we just acknowledge that obviously the Nazis were the worst people ever and Hitler was awful and he's burning in hell. He's the most terrible human being ever. But can we just acknowledge that Hugo Boss was pretty fucking cool? Why do you have to besmirch Hugo Boss? Why is Hugo Boss responsible for what the men did? Hugo Boss are clothes, Alex. They're clothes. They're garments. They could not contribute to the discussion. They could not contribute to the dialogue. It was a good look. It was a good look. It was a good look back then. It was a really good look when Greg Bavino fucking wore it. Hugo Boss was fucking awesome. The uniforms were awesome. Everything they stood for was horrible and bad and wrong and awful. But the clothes are not responsible for that. And I don't think they should be besmirched in any way.
Other predatory, corrupt group. And I know the Zionists made deals with them to kick the Jews out and only let them go to Palestine and rob the Jews and steal their money. I mean, that's the reason I don't like Hitler, was he made a deal with the Zionists. So it's more sophisticated than that. I was trying to convince people that there was even a shadow government and a globalist system and getting people to awaken to all of that. But it is true that I see Israel and its lobby really trying to take over the power vacuum right now and really follow every classical stereotype and thing about Zog and everything. So I mean that's clearly there. But at the same time, people that only care about Israel they like Islam. They think they're allied with it. And so I see different power groups, and I oppose all these different predatory power groups.
Which stream? Is it on Isaiah's YouTube channel? Hang on. You guys want to pop over for a quick hi? Hang on. Isaiah Carter. What is the name of the channel? I don't see him on I don't see him on Isaiah's channel. Which channel is it? Master Shake, you got it? Hang on. Okay, guys. Detour.
That's really a shame because
Detour. Now, I just want people, if you we are not going to raid their chat. No raiding their chat. No raiding, no spamming, no belligerency, no disruption. I just want everyone to go over and say hi and wish them a happy Pride Month, okay? No, don't be dicks. Just go over and maybe say Karlyn says hi and happy Pride Month. And maybe just say that and just do it once. Everyone can do it once. Everyone can do one post, no spamming, no raiding. Just Karlyn says hi, and we wanted to wish you guys a very happy Pride.
Don't, because essentially what you have right now is you have the middle class getting squeezed the fuck out.
You bought.
Okay, it's either, and Victor Davis Hanson made this point regarding Los Angeles last week, where you have the super duper fucking rich.
Yeah.
Okay, who will never have to deal with anything. They can all afford to live in their in their little fucking bubbles, right? And until some of them's house burned down, and then you end up
there's
with
only 17 people watching, and 50 of them are us.
Exactly. And then you have the very poor. And the very poor have their they say they're poor, but their lives are basically subsidized by the government. They get all their free shit.
If you
they
don't
get
know what this is
everything,
about, we're going back to
basically
HD in a
handed
second.
to them, and it comes out to be
if you
about
don't know,
roughly
okay?
the figure VDH used was $100,000 per year. And then you have the middle class, you have working people, even union like tradesmen are getting pushed out because see, you can't do anything with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't control them the way that you can control, but you can't turn off our income. We still want things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still want to own a home. We still want to actually own a car. And unfortunately, you know, we're like the serfs.
You guys haven't done it yet?
We're not like them. We are them.
We are them. Yeah, we are them.
Yeah. They don't want you to own anything.
Oh, nice
and
microphone,
most
Josh.
especially not yourself.
And can everyone go say nice microphone, Josh? It's really great. Your sound is awesome.
Your morals or your body.
That's deep.
Everything
Karlyn
they say, everything they say is a reversal.
Karlyn says your mic definitely doesn't sound broken, Josh. It sounds amazing.
Everything from the left is a reversal of the truth.
How did you, just out of curiosity, like, has it hit a little harder recently for you?
Has what?
The fact that it's just,
we're gonna do one more after this. We're gonna do one more.
Everything's a reversal.
Yes. My whole show is about these themes. You know, we've been going for 5 years, and Kevin and I started the show. My business partner, the tech guy and producer behind the camera.
Shout to Kevin. He's an awesome guy. We love him.
Yes, he is. And it seems to me, you know, I woke up
Okay, we're gonna do one more, guys, and I need everyone over there for this, but only do it once. No spamming, no rating, no any of that. Just do it once. Doug, you rock, bro. W's to you, good sir. We really appreciate it. Guys, I need everyone over there for this. The last one is going to be a group effort, and then we're going to go back to the HT interview, okay? We're going to go back to the HT interview. I need everyone to say, and we're going to spell it properly, whose chat are chat? We are going... Whose chat are chat? I need everyone to go over there and do that. Whose chat are chat? Whose chat are chat? Whose chat are chat? Go do it, and then we'll go back to the HT interview, okay?
I felt like I was in a honeymoon period. It felt good. There were people around, you know, we could say, oh my God, something has happened in the right direction, right? And that very quickly went away. Because a lot of people, I think, most people have blinders in front of their eyes. They say woke is dead. No, it's not. It's not. No. It's not only not dead, it's worse now.
How do you think it's worse?
That's what it seems to me.
How do you think
why do you think it's worse, Josh?
Because, well, I don't know. It's not backing down to the degree that the election of Trump has enacted any restraints on woke, and it has enacted some restraints. These are temporary measures. These are fingers in the dike, like the little Dutch boy, right? It's holding back this cascade of water, and now the water's crawling over the top. They're not stopping. They're pushing harder and harder and harder and harder.
Thank you for this gift.
And we'll probably get into it with, you know, there's some falter.
Okay, now everyone can say bye and just leave. And everyone can say, okay, we're leaving now, guys. Bye. Enjoy your 3 remaining viewers. Bye. Enjoy. We're all leaving now. And then I need everyone to just leave as soon as you go. Okay? He called us fuckers. Oh, did he? Hang on. Let me go back.
Stuff, you know, there's a lot less interest now. But I think most people do not understand or haven't accepted that what we call woke, the psychological and moral derangement that we call woke, was not a surface fad.
Oh, the chat.
This was not a fashion
welcome
trend.
In, fuckers.
This was an
okay. Guys, they just said welcome in. They like the views. I need everyone to go in there and say Bye. We're leaving now. Enjoy your 3 remaining viewers. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Have a good one. And everyone needs to leave. Sign out. Do not have it up on your screen. I'm going to take it off my screen in a second. I need to see the chat number drop. We need to see the chat drop. Everyone needs to leave. You can see it on the screen over here.
This is the mental
and spiritually ill as well.
Spiritually,
wanting,
spiritually, like these, just like the one thing that I thought about, right, was
numbers dropping
with the whole
Keep
pride
going,
thing
guys.
coming
Keep
back.
signing out of it.
We go through this every year now.
I know
Where
they don't have 7
it's just
viewers.
this
Please.
corporate
Please.
morass of perversion and
down.
violence against
Go down.
anything considered quote unquote heteronormative.
All right, we're gone. Bye. That was fun, guys. Thank you for that little treat. If you didn't know what was going on just then, those are 2 retards on the internet who I like to pay a visit to every once in a while, and it was just a really good opportunity. Thank you for bearing with us. If you were like, what the fuck is even happening right now? It may seem, a little, you should have given a thumbs down on the way out. May seem a little, weird, but we won that round. We won resoundingly. Okay, let's get back to the horrible neo-Nazi HT.
Whether it's the Israel cult or whether it's the communist Chinese, whatever, whether it's big tech, and I know it's all interchangeable, and you've got a lot of those powerful Jews at the top of those other systems. But it's kind of like Israel creating Hamas and funding it. They didn't really run it, but they needed it. And so I'm saying, I don't think our movement against foreign domination, you're not run by Israel, I don't think. But at the end of the day, and I know they're trying to censor you, you can become kind of the Hamas thing that they use to make opposition look bad. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm saying that's an angle of this.
Obviously.
No, you got to get back to the basics. Our country was founded by white nationalists that wanted to keep America white. I don't care about what's going on in Israel. I don't care about Palestinians. I care about my people that are being replaced. There are a 7% minority globally. That's all I care about. I don't care about Israel. I care about America being hijacked, America being flooded by third worlders, our women and children
we love
being
immigrants
raped,
here, especially the brown
the 2-tier justice system. And you know what I am? I am fed up that white people don't have a backbone and that we are too, confused by this morality disorder to where morality is now turned into a cancer. And we're more concerned about protecting Jews, non-whites, than our own children. That's the problem. It's our people that have a thinking problem. I'm done blaming Jews. I'm done blaming blacks, Mexicans. It's our thinking problem that got us here. And we lost our tribalism. The Jews are the most successful race right now because of their tribalism. And
That's
it's backed up with religion.
That's right. The Jews are the most successful race right now because of their tribalism. And I think we should congratulate the Jews on that. They are God's chosen people and we love them. It's great that they totally run everything in the world because they are the most successful race because they're tribalists and God's chosen people. Completely correct, HT. I'm glad you admitted that.
Religion, and it's
superior.
We've done the heavy lifting by elevating their fairy tale story of being God's chosen and that like a Jew died for our sins. So I'm just sick of the morality. This is a war that's being waged on white people globally, and it's got to end. And the rhetoric can't be pray for your enemies, turn the other cheek. It needs to be 1776, like you always talk about, because our Second Amendment is for a tyrannical government. And I don't know how much further you need to see this thing go before you go, it's tyrannical. We got to do something.
Okay,
As Americans, we're obligated to follow what our forefathers told us to do.
Disavow.
Sure. Well, and let's get into that next hour some. But
okay,
before we go to break here in a few minutes, what is this? What does the specific tactic say in that video? Where were you? What is the point of not talking to those guys? What is the point of just saying it to them? Because I would try to talk to those guys.
Well, no. I guess there was an act being passed in Tennessee that everyone wants to leave out where there was going to make pedophilia punishable by death. Well, if these Jews are sucking baby penis,
oh my God,
for precision, you can find these on gtvflowers.com. Would you agree that that's an act of pedophilia?
I don't want to see that shit.
Yes.
Okay, well then that's punishable by death. That's what and I was saying, well, if you want to find the pedophiles, they're in the synagogues.
And then, who were these guys you were yelling at?
Well, they're Jews and Jewish lawyers, and you're getting sued. You lost everything because of the SPLC and Sandy Hook Nose. And Sandy Hook Nose is what woke me up to a lot of this stuff. The psyops, the Smith-Mund Act, our government being able to pull psyops on us. These school shootings, and I agree with you 100%. They will weaponize Abrahamism. They will stage false flag shootings at churches, synagogues, mosques, etc. And we will be doing the Hegelian dialectic. And we'll be begging for their resolution. And here we go again. So I agree with you 100% on how they're going to use false flag attacks, but I don't think they're going to be legit. And guys like me, I do not promote violence. I promote exercising or, use your rights before you lose your rights. And I promote sobriety. I got 10 years clean and sober. I spend my weekends trying to get white people off.
You know what? Unironically, I have actually listened to HT do Twitter spaces about being sober and trying to help his friends online become sober. And they are actually very sweet. And that is something, listen, HT is wrong in every possible way, and we disavow him totally, except when you hear him talking to people who are having a hard time and are drinking too much and they know that, and HT is just talking to them to try to get them to get sober and stuff like that. It really is very sweet. It is. He's allowed to do nice things too.
Drugs and alcohol. So yeah, I hear the commercial break, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah, well, and see, I just wanted context because I'm sure you put out a longer clip. I missed it. I just see in the middle of a park, yelling Jew to people. We come in with some of the background there. What was happening in Tennessee and some of the other things you've done on the other side. Stay with us.
Your arm been hacked off by a homeless person with a samurai sword? Try Shilajit gummies.
That's the first commercial I've ever seen that I would actually be interested in continuing to watch. W. Harrison. I'm still going to fast forward, though. But I would have been interesting to watch that commercial.
Got his arm nearly hacked off.
It's a long-ass commercial. Okay. We back?
After decades of the corporate media, the big tax-free foundations, universities, telling us that white people are inherently evil and the devil and the source of all horribleness, need to be exterminated, gotten rid of. It's all the universities' media. You're going to get people like the Handsome Truth, that's his handle, who are going to start going out and pushing back with the same rhetoric, but from the other angle.
I just want to say, I'm really glad HT grew the beard back, too, because I remember when HT shaved the entire beard off, and it was very disconcerting. And I'm glad he's gone back to his roots on that one.
And he got caught up by the break. He was trying to get into a point about what he was doing in Tennessee and who these people were that he was saying these things to and why he wouldn't even let them respond back. I would love to hear what they actually had to say. And I guess at the end of the day, when Israel itself suddenly trying to take over the Pentagon, the military, and controlling Congress, and it's just out in the open. I oppose it, and it's wrong, and it's a foreign government, and it's interest, and some people that have dual allegiances that I think is totally wrong and incompatible with a free country, basically trying to take over. That I oppose them, but I don't do it from a level of sinking down to the stereotype that they've tried to create for me. But at the same time, you accuse people of being this horrible villain long enough and try to destroy them, they'll just say, "Fine, I am the villain." But actually, you're the villain. So they've conjured this. I think here's my question, and say whatever you want. I don't want my questions to control where you go. Where do you see this going? Because if I wore a Hitler uniform and said "Heil Hitler" 100 times an hour, I would have more listeners and viewers. I don't criticize Israel.
Disavow.
To do it to be popular. I don't then not say destroy Israel because I want to be popular. I really try to be measured and really try to build a civilization and have a way out of this. And I think meeting the cultural attack at the level it's presented is actually what evil forces want. I'm not judging you. Well, go ahead and respond. Obviously, on
what's the question?
Yeah, we got a break coming up. Some stations don't carry this. The question is what. This is obviously only making the world hate Israel even more so, and they know what they're doing, and they're not stupid. So do you think they bit off more than they could chew? Is it chutzpah, or they got a larger plan?
Well, it's chutzpah, and they have a larger plan. Like I was saying in that clip, Henry Ford, it's not called the Zionist Jew, it's called the International Jew, right? So are we worrying about Israel, or are we worrying about, like, I guess, all of our cousins that are in Europe that are currently being silenced and have hate speech laws, and all of their countries being flooded with the third world, which is, generally done with Jewish NGOs with the help of Catholic NGOs, being their Shabbos Goy. I only care about my people. I don't care about Israel. I'm more focused on the fight here on American soil. And it's like, look over here, Goy. Look at Israel. Well, your country, your Federal Reserve is Jewish. It's printing out the money. We have Jewish special interest groups like the ADL that was funded by Jewish gangsters like Meyer Lansky to silence white people and not allow us to collectivize. So I'm more concerned about, and stop being afraid of these people. It's like Wizard of Oz. It's like you got a little Jew behind the curtain that's like, telling you, it's like, hey, Goy, you can't say this. And it's like, we have the power. This is our country, and white people need to wake up and take a stand. Otherwise, we are going to be replaced, and we will be forgotten, and we will be Amalek. They will blot us out of existence, and their prophecies of the Jews taking over the world will take place.
All right, back in 16, I'm going to give you the floor because it was a short segment.
Yeah.
I know you say you don't care about the Jews, what they're thinking. I think it's important to, at least the ADL type folks, what are they thinking? What is their plan? I think it's important to know where they want to go and where they think this is headed, because I think it's headed for total destruction for everybody. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Okay.
I'll start with sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Oh, fuck that asshole. Fuck Enrique Tarrio and his blonde whore girlfriend.
Women here in the U.S. they pass some very dangerous laws in places like Florida that are anti-free speech. And I don't care if it's the left or the right. I don't care where it comes from. It needs to be stopped. But there's no doubt that the guilt complex spell has been broken. And most people now are sick of being called racist because they're white. They're sick of being called anti-Semitic because they don't want Israel running our affairs. They're sick of it. And it's really hurt Trump in the polls when he's like, yeah, if you want to look at the Epstein stuff, you're not MAGA. Or look, Mark Levin is who I get my ideas from. Listen to Mark Levin if you want to know what I'm thinking. And it's just absolutely insane with Mark Levin wearing a giant woman's brooch of an American flag because he's so American, when to me he's just a Jonathan Pollard with the Fox News show. So I'm very upset with what's going on in Israel.
Wearing a giant woman's
and
brooch.
then I was raising to you, Israel thinking a few steps ahead, being the most unpopular in Gallup. I saw the World Jewish Conference meeting 2 weeks ago, and you have the head of it saying, we spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to stop the criticism, and it's only made it worse. So we're going to spend more. And then they have this other CEO that's a Gentile. And he goes, I'm glad to be a goy, and I work for the Jews. And then you've got, the head of meta censorship saying, we've put Jews in over all the censorship, but if you say we censor you, we'll censor you. And it's clearly baiting is my point. And so I really don't think that the majority of Jews are consciously involved in this, just like the ones that the Zionists wouldn't let get out of Germany unless they paid them a bunch of money, that part of it went to the Nazis. And I really see them setting up this whole clash of civilizations, World War II 2.0, not so much the same nations, but the same type of ideology. I'm just sick of it. So I was trying to defuse the situation the whole time. But it's gone on so long and it's so out of control. I mean, again, I'm one of the main targets of the Israeli propaganda group, their 8 Front War, their 545 group, so Tucker Carlson and others. And it's because we have measured responses that no one can disagree with that has any logic.
Why are you trying to defuse this? Why are we always backpedaling?
Okay,
This is a war.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, explain to me your strategy. Okay, where does this lead then? Go ahead. What do we do in this war?
Well, obviously there's a war on white people. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so what do?
We warn people it's happening. We stand up for ourselves and we organize.
Okay, and do we follow the Second Amendment or not?
Well, I mean, if somebody offensively tries to shoot you, you need to defend yourself.
Are they tyrannical or not?
I don't think we should from the government. That's a bad idea.
Well, go ahead and tell us what your plan is.
Disavow.
You're here talking to folks.
My plan is, my plan is to stop backpedaling, start being an American, stand up for your people, and stop stop praying or wishing or hoping that we're going to have a savior. You need to become the hero. You need to take responsibility. It's your children that are going to suffer. Right? I mean, how many Julian Woods do we need to see? Was that even the media doesn't even cover this? We got 2-year-old white kids being stabbed in parking lots. And then we got CRS, funded by the DOJ, that come in there and do racial relations and don't allow white people to speak up. And they host a parade for a 2-year-old getting stabbed to death in a parking lot. And then they let this crazy she-boon off and say she can't stand trial. The same thing's going to happen with Metcalf. That the trials starting to take place today. They're doing jury selection. This murder that just took place in the UK. How many rapes are happening in Britain right now? Like when is enough? When is enough of our people getting raped and killed? And for us to say, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. We care only about our European brothers and sisters. We care about Australia. We care about every white place that's being invaded by the third world right now.
Well, definitely I'm opposing the globalist third world invasion of the West. But at the same time, I don't want Bill Gates running around injecting Africans with sterilants and with mutagenic things. My point is there's other big pieces on the board here, but there's no doubt.
I don't want Christians funding trillions of dollars for Africans that allow them to go and invade Europe and then rape white women. So I don't care about black people. Your morality is what's setting you back. That's the problem. You just said, oh, I don't want Bill Gates to, make mosquitoes. Listen, I understand this morality thing, but it's becoming crippling. I don't care about Africans. I don't care about Jews who fight.
Here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I'm telling you, HT, is that new nickname Hitler time. It's Hitler time with HT.
Oh, no.
Do you understand they're releasing the mosquitoes, the 32 million Google is, Sergey Brin and Larry Page.
Jews.
I knew that's where you did. Yes, I know. I knew what you'd say when I said that, but I was just listening. Who was there? You can do the rest yourself. And I didn't know you'd say that. And gosh, don't let the cat out of the bag. And that's going to attack everybody. But when I'm in the store and I see little black kids or whatever, I don't think that's the enemy, because they've had their families broken up and brainwashed by the left on purpose and then filled with anti-white hatred. I know who broke up their families, created illegitimacy, then brainwashed them to hate me. And we freed them. We freed them, dude. We freed them. If you were a slave in Africa as a white guy and you got freed after being forced to do hard labor in Africa, where would you go? Would you go back to Europe or would you stay in Africa? Well, it is true that it was England and the abolitionists that ended slavery around the world.
We ended it.
And then
they're still participating in it. They're still enslaving their people and crying about slavery while Africans are still enslaving Africans. Who cares?
Sure. What I'm saying is you're like Second Amendment. How is that a plan? I'm saying, yes, to defend yourself, whatever. What are you saying they should do in the UK under that insane tyranny of the Islamic takeover? I think what they're doing is awakening, taking back control. And I think if they were precipitous and did an armed uprising, there's a very good chance it would trigger an even bigger crackdown from which they might not recover. But at the same time, sometimes that's just the way things go. And it could also, like dominoes, fall across the planet and reverse a lot of this tyranny. My point about Israel was now being seen as the group running this, which they always fought to say wasn't the case. Now they say we do run everything and you better shut up and you better not say it.
True.
And I can play the clips again. It's insane. They have to know what they're doing. So I'm asking you, you're saying you think Israel runs everything. I think it's certainly trying to. It certainly runs a lot. What do you think they're thinking? I know I don't care about that. Well, in any war, you need to know what the other side's thinking. I'm asking you to war game this.
One would think.
Listen, I'm just the guy with the ball.
One would think, Alex Jones, one would think that in any war you need to know what the other side is thinking, but Alex Jones does not understand the left at all in any way. Alex Jones does not understand the left. He thinks he does, but he doesn't, and that's the problem.
that's willing to say, hey, it's the Jews, and hey, we have a responsibility to protect our race. I'm not Hitler 2.0, but if we didn't have a bunch of people worshiping the king of the Jews, and we weren't under this fairy tale Jewish spell, maybe we would be more concerned about our relatives in Europe and protecting them instead of fighting, fairy tale desert religions for Jewish people that we view as God's chosen. How about that? What's more logical? Looking at it from a Judeo-Christian, Jews are God's chosen aspect lens, or, hey, we've got white people that we should protect, and maybe we should stop fighting wars in the Middle East for the God's chosen.
So let me ask you this. You think Christianity is a Jewish Trojan horse fabrication?
And it is. It's Second Temple Judaism.
So do you?
It was 100 years. It was practiced by Jewish people and then given to Gentiles. You know that.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
What God do you follow?
I'm like our forefathers of this country. I'm a deist. I believe that there's a creator. And I'm like Thomas Paine, who spoke out against Christianity and delivered pamphlets.
Good answer.
To wake up people with common sense. And I'm all about common sense, not Jewish fairy tales. Our race is being replaced. I don't care about Jewish people. I don't care about a stupid Jewish Messiah. I care about white people surviving. The 14 words: we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. Is that evil? Is that demonic? Is that satanic?
I mean, certainly you've got Christian Zionism that's been, produced as a mind control effect. But I mean, to sit there and say that let's say most of the Jews have not been too receptive to Christianity and Jesus Christ. And, that was a joke when they said to crown him king of the Jews. It was the Jews that told Pontius Pilate, give us Barabbas. So, I mean,
is it possible that Alex Jones's kind of like introduction to the Christian question is not Adam Green as it fucking should be? HT. Did HT like just start to green pill Alex Jones? Is that where that's coming from? Is that what is your problem? Oh. Amalek is having feelings in the chat because Alex Jones got something wrong. See, Amalek, this is how I feel every time Alex Jones says that the left hates white people. This is exactly how I feel. You understand my pain, my suffering, if you will, my struggle.
You don't want to do this with me, Jones. I'm going to have you read John 4:22. What does Jesus say our salvation comes from?
Read it. Go ahead and tell us.
You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know, for salvation is from the Jews. So how are we going to get white people on board with standing up for themselves when their Jewish rabbi, Jesus, tells us white people that our salvation comes from Jews?
Well, he said he came to fulfill the Old Testament.
Yes, the law.
But he was saying that was the real thing, which the newer Jewish groups were actually violating against. So he went in the temple and beat him with a whip. So yeah, you're missing the whole point here.
Yeah, I think
why did Herod cut John the Baptist's head off?
There's my issue, Jones. I don't want to get too far into it, but there's not one contemporary to vouch for Jesus Christ. Not a Jew, not a Roman, not a Greek. Nobody can give me a contemporary source for Jesus Christ's existence. Just period. Listen to the audiobook Nailed, read it, whatever you want to do. Jesus Christ from Outer Space, Adam Green's book. It's a fairy tale. We need to stop believing in fairy tales. We need.
Amalek, were you happy that he got that book mentioned in there that you always try to force me to read, and then I did read and I still didn't agree with you?
You get logical.
So now did George Washington exist?
Yeah, existed.
Well,
where was that from? there's people that were there when George Washington existed. So let's not go down that road. Let's try to stick with freedom of speech.
Let's talk about what these different interests.
Jones just fucking.
You're not just making the claim. I've seen them cite.
Alex Jones just fucking he completely discombobulated on the inside.
You when they're passing anti-free speech
He
laws.
broke him.
How did you get on these guys' radar? And how are you being censored? I know it's been done quite a bit. And what's your take on Chud the Builder and where all this is going?
Well, I've been jailed 3 times for freedom of speech. I've been called a Fed by every conservative. And I think you kind of labeled me a Fed too. I was kind of bummed out. But like, if I was at January 6th, Alex, and I said, break down the barriers, disregard the police, this Capitol belongs to us, would you think that that was Fed-like behavior if I, and told my people to go kind of inside a riot?
Why can't you assholes just play nicely with Nick Fuentes for like 2 seconds? Amalek is now a Groyper general, and HT is still shitting on Nick.
My point is I didn't say you were a Fed. I said people are going to ask that question.
Right. But would you think that would be like Fed-like rhetoric if I were to say that?
Yeah, you'd have to look at the context, but I think somebody like Ray Epps, who we know is connected to it for days doing it and saying it. Some people got swept up and you were like, oh, the Capitol's open, it's ours. And I was like, yeah, but did the people break in? They're like, we don't know, but we're going in. But I heard people, just normal people saying that. So because people didn't know.
But if I had a group of people, and I told them to break down the barriers, disregard the police, and rush the Capitol, would you accuse me of being a federal agent for saying something like that?
And I would say that was suspect.
Okay, Nick Fuentes said that.
No, I knew that's what you were talking about, and I've brought that up to him, and he's given his description that he's down the block from, and here's everybody's going in.
For no
he was caught up in the moment.
And I've been jailed for saying the word retard. I've been jailed 30 days in jail for attempted littering. Okay, and I've never incited anything to do anything violent or disregard the law.
Yeah, but listen, I don't mince words. If I thought you were a Fed, I'd say you were a Fed. You know, Nick Fuentes, and people come try to kill him in his house. It's not my job to defend Nick. I disagree with some things he does. So that's just with everybody. I disagree with some things I say a few days later. I don't quite agree with that. Once I think about it, we know that the Southern Poverty Law Center and ADL are funding a lot of the white supremacist groups. I said that decades ago.
And they're suing me. I got 2 lawsuits right now.
Well, let's get into that in a minute. I knew that, but let me bring this up. They're all get Nick, get Alex Jones, and all these documents where the Israeli documents that have come out, they're trying to destroy us. I mean, I can assure you, I get accused of working for Israel all the time. That's just bullcrap. I just did not want to make it all about Israel. I just wanted to oppose bad globalist policies. And they'd go, you mean Jews when you say that? And I'm like, well, I just mean globalism. And that's what you call it, yourselves, globalists. That's their system. And so I'm just opposing.
No, come on, man. Henry Ford, patriot, yes or no?
Henry Ford was very, very smart and very, very eccentric. And I have read his, excuse me?
I said, be careful. We're talking about Henry Ford here. You don't want to say anything negative. I mean, he's a good man. He's a patriot.
He's the reason.
He didn't call it the globalists, Alex. He called them the international Jews. And that's what I'm like. Why aren't you just being direct and saying it's international Jewry?
You're on the show saying all of this.
I know, but you have the influence to get people to get patriotic. No. Yeah, dude, you have the influence.
Listen,
you are the resistance.
I see that. I see the people that have their orthodoxy about Jews always trying to stay on each other to be the more hardcore and more radical and more all this all the nomenclature.
I'm deeply alarmed by this as well. HT is sounding like a normal person, but he's also spewing hatred, and we can't have that because we disavow all anti-Semitism and all that stuff on the channel. And HT is obviously, this is why it's so alarming that HT is coming across as like a reasonable person, because he is, of course, a hateful neo-Nazi and awful and must be disavowed.
And they'll just post, on there. Jones has never covered the USS Liberty. Jones has never talked about Israel and 9/11. And I was like, I was just the first that day and the day after, and all, and made. So it's like it's lies. I talk about globalism because globalism is the global government system. The globalists since the 70s have said we're globalist. We're establishing a globalist system. And so when we look at globalism, doesn't mean international. We can go to different countries and, countries work together and stuff. I'm all for open society like that if it's truly between the nations, not Soros's fake open society. So when I talk about globalist, I was trying to give people the name of the global corporate elite WEF, UN, world government, Rockefeller, Rothschild combine program. So I'm like academically listing the thing. It wasn't some cover up or a code word for Jews. You can then go look at a lot of the top globalists happen to be Jews and make your own thing from that. So I'm here's an example. I love micro FM, but now they've covered up the spectrum, so it's not as big as it used to be. But we used to be on, people would put hundreds, sometimes thousands of them around the country, and then maybe 1 watt, 2 watt, put in a 100-watt amplifier would go like 20 miles all directions. We had a lot of fun with that, and I would call it. Now, folks, if you want to learn more about pirate radio and how to do it right, go to this website. That's where you learn about micro FM, and the micro broadcaster community didn't like being called pirates. So they get mad at me, and I'd say, okay, I'm going to plug your thing. They weren't sponsors, just be nice. Guys, selling transmitters at cost. I said, I'm going to plug your thing today as micro FM. Go to this address. You can, pay $20 to get a, 10th of a watt transmitter, and you can also buy,
where is this going?
No, let me finish. Let's play how this works to you.
Right.
I said, I had these big networks of guys mad at me. I said, I'm going to plug today. Go get your micro transmitter here. Instead of getting 100 calls, they got 2. So people knew what a pirate transmitter was. They didn't know what a micro transmitter was. So it's the same thing. I'm actually giving, it's like you can't go to the Library of Congress and find out about chemtrailing because they don't call it that. You've got to call it geoengineering.
Geoengineering.
So
yeah, you helped wake me up to that.
But what I'm saying is, globalism is the New World Order's name. It's in the documents. You can navigate that. Does you understand what I'm saying? So you
kind of.
You just think like using the word globalism is like if we just say Jew. It's like we're fighting a boss in a video game, and we're just like.
I was waiting for that, bro. Oh my god, nailed it.
Let's have a contact. Jew.
Let's
do it.
All right, cool.
Feels good though.
Well, that felt real good.
You guys are like Jew. So, anyway.
And the Christians are like, "Let me catch it."
We're all doomed.
Oh my god. Oh wait, dude! I got this great idea. Check out this idea. You know how Discovery?
How the fuck did that happen? How the fuck is that reality? This is a perfect freeze frame for Alex Jones, by the way. This is actually the most perfect. I need to take a screenshot of this freeze frame. The fuck? There's just no better summary for that segment than that freeze frame. I don't even know what to say, obviously.
Every channel does Shark Week.
Yeah. Jew Week.
Okay. No, Fed Week.
All right.
Fed Week. You bring on this who you bring on. You bring on Rob Runda, Thomas Sewell, Thomas Russo, Jacob Persson, Joel Davis, Blair Cottrell, Arval from Return to the Land. And it would be the biggest thing on the internet, Alex. You can thank me later. You can send me some vitality after I gave you this idea. What do you think? Fed Week. It would go nuts.
Say it again. What are we doing Fed Week?
Fed, like, you know how Discovery Channel does Shark Week? You do Fed Week, and you bring on everyone who's been called a Fed on the media, like Thomas Russo, Patriot Front, Hammer from the Blood Tribe, Jacob Persson from the NSN, Thomas Sewell, all these guys getting like disbanded because they're organizing in Australia, being thrown in jail for using freedom of speech. Like, don't you think that would take off?
Let me tell you, if the Blood Tribe people aren't feds, they should be.
Yo,
I mean, my God.
Yesterday.
No, what the fuck, bro? Old sub, I don't think that this particular stream was worthy of 50 channel memberships, but I'm gonna just love you for it anyway, bro. You fucking rock. And everyone do W's in the chat for old sub. 50 fucking channel memberships. Are you shitting me? We got mass genocide in there with another 5 W's to you, mass genocide. Holy shit. Holy shit. Everyone, you get a channel membership, and you get a channel membership, and you get it. Now I have to do fucking math. God. I don't even know how to do that math. Hang on. I'm doing the calculator. I really am. I'm not even fucking joking. 63 plus 55 equals 118. I used to be so good at math. Would you guys believe I used to be good at math, and now I am not good at math at all? Whoa, we did meet the channel membership goal. Guys, remember, if you just got one of those gifted channel memberships, we are doing a spy stream tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. You will be able to find the spy stream information if you go to my channel homepage, which I will show you, and you go to the post tab. Tomorrow, right before 5:30, I will post the information out there. Spy stream is when we go inside live leftist organizing meetings and we watch them live, like we're like a fly on the wall. So if you want to see inside a real leftist organizing meeting tomorrow at 5:30-ish, then join. You take your channel membership, go to the post tab, and you can still join if you didn't get one. But like, that's a lot of people. 55 new members in addition to the 63 we already had today. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much.
I love Hammer. Chris is awesome.
Hey guys,
he's a nice guy.
Pull up like one guy that sharpens his teeth.
Oh, that guy. Listen, that guy was an informant for sure. That guy, You're actually right about that. That guy definitely looked like a meth head. Tattoos all over his face. You're talking about the bonehead, or what's his name? Bone face?
Yeah. He's like, I
he
work
was
in Ukraine with the CIA, and
he's a liar. He was faking all that as a bad actor. And that happens time to time. You saw with the SPLC, they get people on drugs charges, or they pay people to infiltrate. It happens.
Look, I look at those guys in TV interviews. They all look like they're on 10 lines of methamphetamine, completely out of their gourds, man.
But some of them do, but a lot of these guys are pretty eloquent.
Meanwhile, I said it back in Charlottesville.
Ain't that the fucking
truth? It was a bunch of the gay theater classes.
Ain't it the truth?
And it turned out it was actually led by, when I first saw it, that's a bunch of gay dudes. And it was literally, it was former Obama managers from the towns for his campaigns who did the Charlottesville thing. And it came out that was the feds. And so
I wouldn't say it's all feds. I'd say that they probably infiltrate to a certain extent, but the Jews are afraid of white people getting organized. That's why they make it impossible for us. That's why, like, Return of the Land and Arval, these guys are being sued.
White people aren't going to get organized if we're led by the blood tribe.
Well, I challenge you to have Chris on, okay? You would be very impressed. He's a very smart guy. Don't let the tattoos and muscle fool you. He's very smart. And so is Thomas Sewell, and so is Thomas Russo. Have you ever had Thomas Russo on from Patriot Front?
I know. I think he's been on the other shows.
Yo, old sub, you just got here. I missed the last stream completely. Bummer. It looked interesting. Well, old sub, we are going to be continuing the last stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. because Grillis got us over the finish line just in time, but I had already ended the stream. So we will be continuing the stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. before the spy stream. I so appreciate it, my friend. You are the best and the greatest.
You need to bring him on, and you need to bring on Thomas Sewell, because Thomas Sewell's been thrown in jail for a year for simply organizing white people in Australia, and they're coming after his family.
Sure. Well, you've got the Rolodex. We'll have him on. But what I was going to say is, I don't think somebody with tattoos has low IQ. Tattoos are cool. That's what people are into. I just don't have time to mess with it. To me, it's almost like a preening thing. It's kind of like the guy that leads Patriot from those little symbols, his little outfits is all. It's a little gay for me. It's just I just get gaydar going off there. I'm not saying he is, but
true.
Like
wait. Well, I'm sorry to call you out on this. You're saying it's a little gay, but you had a tranny on your show, and you said the tranny looked good.
Yeah, no.
You said it looked good, bro. And listen, I didn't know it was a tranny at first, and I'm not even gonna put myself out there, but I didn't know it was a tranny. But yeah, I mean that would be gay too.
Yeah, right? you know that was a show on air, right? You know that was on air.
Well, I know, but like,
no, you guys always
about a globalist agenda.
You guys always talk about that and like act like It was some secret thing you found. I was explaining the differences in the culture, the different types of people in the movement.
Fucking word.
When Barack Obama's birth certificate came
I love how they were arguing over a fucking trans person and they just played them and like, fuck you assholes. Okay. Well, that was hang on. That was hang on. That was everything I hoped it would be. Listen, there's only so much I can say because I am on YouTube and I don't want to get in trouble, and I feel like I know it was Blair White. I don't want to get in trouble because obviously HT needs to be disavowed in every possible way because he is wrong and evil and a neo-Nazi and bad and whatever. But like, there's more? Wait, there's more? That was the full clip. That's it. That's all. Oh, is there more? There was more. Oh shit. Did I stop early? Maybe I did. No, that's not. No, that's it. That's it. That's the end of the clip. Okay. Well, that was fucking hilarious, and I'm glad we had the time to watch that, and maybe the universe works in mysterious ways, and we love Jews on this channel. There's a longer version. The fuck, guys? This is the one that you sent me. This is the one that, okay, keeps going. Hang on. Okay, stand fucking by. I was sent the wrong clip by my own community. Hans. Where did you post it? I don't see it in my DMs. Oh, breaking news. Data Republican is lying to millions of people. Oh, who could have ever predicted that Data Republican would lie to millions of people? I don't see it in the DMs, Hans. I don't even see you in the DMs. What the fuck? Yeah, it's not in the DMs, Hans. That's the one you sent me. Oh, wait, no. Hang on. I got it. Hang on. Hans sent me a different one. Okay, where does this one stop? Okay, hang on. We got it. We got the rest of it. Sorry, it wasn't my fault. It was Hans's fault, okay? Okay, we're back.
A group of gay theater students led by an FBI informant. Don't say this to KKK. Because I actually ran into some reporters that actually told me about this in Austin. And then also you'd see literal Jewish guys that look like Larry David, the classic, Ashkenazi, Jewish look, in brown shirt, Hugo Boss uniforms with arm patches. And I'd start saying, look, they're gay Jews. That's what they were. I wasn't trying to be mean. And then the paper goes, Jones called them, claimed they were gay Jews, Nazis. And then it came out in Charlottesville, it was gay Nazis. I'm not saying that those little outfits.
That's true. Charlottesville were all gay Nazis. I mean, it's been proven. Can we just acknowledge it? Charlottesville were all gay Nazis, especially that tiki torch asshole, whoever came up with that fucking idea. Gay. Absolutely gay.
Some little pins and stuff like, you look gay. I'm saying,
wait, who is gay? Who is gay? You got to drop names. Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer. He has kids.
I'm not saying Richard Spencer.
He sounds gay.
You're not. It's not about. I'm not even attacking gay people. I'm not saying there was people who are gay. I'm saying
we should attack.
I began. I'm trying to make a point here. I was trying to say that generally that's the type of leftists they hire to play these parts. Now, as for someone like Blair White, I'm in that discussion talking about giant, fat, ugly men that are pedophiles trying to get access to children versus there's always been some men in history that think they're a woman and are not bad people. I don't hate them. Okay. And so those are generally those types who are like a minority versus the goblin type creatures. And I was asking Blair White, what do you think of those type of people on my syndicated show? And I've had Blair White on like the first time. Or first or second interview they ever did. So that was what that was about. Out of context, people go, why is he saying this? I was trying to get.
Why are you scared to hate? What's wrong with hating? Hate protects the things we love.
You shouldn't hate
I love
anyone.
my people.
No,
I hate the invaders. I hate the homosexual Jewish agenda. I hate the transgender agenda. I'm allowed to hate. Hate protects things we love. Why are you so against hating? It's natural.
I mean, I have you on the show so people can hear your perspective.
I know, I appreciate it, but I'm saying you have a problem with hate. Like I love hate. I love to hate things that are evil. Like, and
you should
there's
have a T-shirt. You said, "I love hate."
I love to hate. It protects the things I love. And, you know, there's a balance here.
You're saying hate is love.
Yes, hate protects the things we love. That's how it works.
Love is hate. Love is hate.
No, if you love too much, then you hate yourself. That's why they're self-hating whites, because they love everyone so much they end up hating themselves. That's the morality problem.
But most of that, it's more of a self-appointed savior complex, and they really don't even love those people. It's all just fake.
Yeah. Well, so are you thinking about having Thomas Sewell come on the show? I think that he's like he's been jailed. He's a great guy. I'm like the least of all the white nationalists who knows how to come on here and be eloquent. So
well, I mean, I've had David Duke on the show. He's probably trying to get him back on. And
no, David Duke's screw David Duke. Have the young generations come on. David Duke's like he's an old boomer, crusty. Like I like him, but he's a Christ cuck. You need to have freaking Joel Davis on, Thomas Sewell, Thomas Russo, the new upcoming white nationalist feds. We need to do Fed Week. Are we going to do it or not?
You're just shouting out to all your bros to get street cred.
I love how HT has now become Alex Jones's producer. Like within an hour fucking interview, HT new producer at the Alex Jones Network.
No, I want you to do Fed Week. I'm telling you, ask your audience, put out a poll on X, and everyone's going to go nuts. Fed Week.
But I'm not even saying it. I'm not even saying they're all feds.
But it's funny because the media, the Jewish mainstream media, calls them all feds. So it would be entertaining. It would be fun, and you can get to know like a lot of these guys that are like labeled as like so hateful, and you'll be like, well, they really just love their people, and they just hate that. You know, there's a bunch of like Jewish people controlling our country and bringing in third worlders and then jailing us for simply like, you know, calling black people the N-word, you know? So we're going to talk about Chud at some point, aren't we?
Yeah. Where do you see that going? For people that don't know, not everybody knows who he is. Tell us about him.
Well, Chud, he was a guy who was kind of like, he seemed to be pro-white, but he was more about, in my opinion, he was kind of like a Christian nationalist. And he just felt like the First Amendment should be protected. And he was going around asking black people, are they for or against free speech? And they said if they said they were for free speech, he said, okay, then it's okay for white people to say nigger. And then they would lose their mind about it. They would lose their mind and try to kill him. And this is the problem that we have, you know, blacks with an average IQ of 80 with an undeveloped frontal cortex, okay, running around, okay, killing us while we are spending trillions of dollars on them to be housed, fed, and then educated so they can go around raping and robbing us. I mean, we have a 15% minority of blacks that commit 60% of all violent crimes. And it's more than just a socioeconomic factor. It is racial science.
What do you think about the case for people that don't know about it? You might want to fill them in. What just happened to him a few weeks ago, getting arrested?
They're going to railroad him. They're going to railroad him. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. I mean, you've seen it happen to you. I mean, you simply talked about a Jewish psyop. Sandy Hook knows. That's all you said. You simply were questioning it. And listen, I will tell everyone, you don't have to say it. Everyone, Alex Jones is right. Okay, they're turning the frogs gay, and it's Sandy Hook knows. Watch the documentary. We need to talk about Sandy Hook. And Alex was right. Okay, sue me, Jew. Sue me. Okay, he was right. How about that?
Well, I never really meant it about Jews or anything. And I did never really. I covered.
Posner was Jewish.
I covered a few times people questioning it. Then the media misrepresented it. I hadn't talked about like 4 years when they sued me and said that I made all this money off of it. Then they raised a bunch of money for Democrat gun control groups off my name, over $300 million. Then sued me. Then rigged the court cases. So I didn't know there was this whole Jewish angle to this. I guess I've been. Adam Lanza was Jewish.
I think so. Yeah.
I didn't.
Posner was. I know Posner was. Yeah.
See, this is where I go with the Jew thing. Where the Jew is anywhere involved in some big event, then somehow it's a Jewish thing. When you have Israel openly coming in the Defense Authorization Act, be given access to all our weapons, all our secrets that even other agencies don't get, that is a foreign takeover. That's real. Yeah. But running around screaming N-word at people and going Jew to people, I just don't think it's productive. And if I was going to try to discredit people with a central casting, I think that's what that is. Now, I understand people are pissed and tired of being demonized and think it's better, and I saw you nodding at the start of the interview, to just get past the fake guilt, break the conditioning, and kind of go to the other extreme. And I think that's what you said you're doing. Okay?
Yeah, extremely truthful. Extremely truthful. Real life solutions. Stop catering to non-whites and Jewish people and cater to our own people. Simple.
Well, I have no trouble telling white people that they're under designed attack because the West is so superior and the globalist left and the ADL and others want to get rid of it to bring in their whole divide and conquer race-based systems actually based on racial division. And they're threatened by the West and the Christian ethos. That's why they're trying to destroy it, those large
Christian ethos? No. No. The forefathers, the Naturalization Act, 1790, does it mention anything about Christianity or is it strictly race?
Well, the majority of the founders were Christian and
deist
and said that it would be impossible for this country to exist without the providence of God.
Okay, deists believe in God. We just don't have a Jewish book telling us that gods are, or that Jews are our God's chosen people and that, a Jewish rabbi died for our sins. That's sin maxing. That's guilt maxing. That's like the Holocaust. It's like, that's like Holocaust 1.0. A Jew died for your sins. Oh yeah, really? Sure. I believe that. Okay. The Jews lie to us throughout history, have been expelled.
Disavow.
They got expelled out of Rome for trying to create a fake religion. And here we have them currently controlling our entire country and every Christian nation because of Jewry.
Well, let me ask you this. And of course, all the people that I call them the anti-Jew folks, that's all that they know about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get concerned about the communist Chinese? You ever get concerned about the mad scientists? Like, you're like, hey, why do you care about mosquitoes, bro? That they're releasing that have got Trojan.
I want to remind everyone that Alex Jones doesn't know the fuck what he's talking about when it comes to the left. I'm just saying, Alex Jones doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to the far left in America at all, in any way. So, Alex, you aren't concerned with them either. I'm very sorry, bro.
Horses in them. And I'm saying, like, you don't think Google's just doing that for no reason, right?
Jugal. What about it? What, the mosquitoes, the ticks?
Yeah,
they're turning the frogs gay. I thought you were a nutbag on that Berkeley scientist.
Yeah, well, it's not just him, but
he covered it. He was a leftist, and he agreed with you.
Yeah, well, there were hundreds of studies about atrazine bending genders, not just in amphibians, but a lot of other creatures before that. I mean, the media just took the end of like a 30-minute breakdown of documents and me just making that small rant and made it a joke about that because they wanted to get ahead of it by making it a joke, but it backfired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, I've been asking a lot of questions. You've got some stuff out here, but I just think it would have been better if those lawyers you were talking to, how'd you know they were lawyers? Were they in there arguing against?
I could spot a Jew. I've been doing this for 10 years. I could spot them. Low ears, big nose, droopy eyes. I know.
Disavow.
So the point is I've had conversations with Jews. I protested outside of synagogues. I've actually barbecued outside of synagogues. I've actually set up barbecues, had a good time, peaceful, had the, flyers out there. Jews control them.
He cooked cheeseburgers outside of synagogues. Okay.
Media, Jews suck baby penis. A couple rabbis tried to run me over. It's documented. Police did absolutely nothing. I actually got a police chief to agree with me. He didn't know I was live streaming this. He agreed with me that Jews were running the media and they were behind COVID. And then later on, we had an incident report where it's like kind of like a FOIA. We got Yael Hirschfeld, who is the ADL director of Southern Florida, texting the police chief, reprimanding him for agreeing with us.
Fucking funny,
and then,
though.
posting my link of our conversation and him apologizing to her. So we have police chiefs in Florida being reprimanded by heads of the ADL in the Southern District of Miami, Yael Hirschfeld. Yeah. So we have a problem. We have a Jewish problem. The HB 269 passed unanimously. They made it 5 years in prison for passing out my flyers. You can find on gtvflyers.com, who controls the media, etc. It goes through all that. Who's behind the mass migration, all the COVID vaccines, okay? Operation Warp Speed, did you ever call that out? Trump was passing these vaccines through. Should have been 10 years at least on the study. But long story short, we have Jews controlling our FBI, okay, the ADL working with the FBI. We have the ADL controlling local police, and we have now TP USA, Turning Point USA, now having to register.
Good luck
with FARA. And I remember I was really kind of pissed off at you, Alex, because you look like a guy who knows how to operate some firearms. Do you really think a 30-06 hit Charlie Kirk in the neck?
Oh no!
I said day one. I didn't believe that.
All right, good.
Amalek just stormed out of the room, enraged.
Yeah, I saw you kind of flip flop on it, but obviously, I mean,
no, I did not. I did not flip flop. They had people they said that were witnesses at Fort Huachuca who were known con artists and liars, and I just simply said, guys, that's disinfo to discredit. I broke that the FBI ordered a stand down of foreign involvement, had that directly from the cabinet meeting, and nobody cared about the real meat and potatoes that was a cover up, which later got released, and all because I dared then question some people who Candace Owens had on. I wasn't even attacking Candace, and then I got attacked by her whole people, and I kind of over responded to that. Because they were saying the classic thing that I work for the Jews. And one time I was joking. I said, yes, folks, I'm not only Bill Hicks, I am also Jewish. We'll also take that clip up. You say you just, with your Jewish radar, do I look Jewish to you?
Dude, no, you don't look Jewish. I know that, listen, I know that you had a Jewish wife, you had Jewish kids at one point.
But see, your radar is not working because I am Jewish, actually.
No, you're 100%. Not. You have blue eyes. You don't have the low ears. I know you married a Jewish lady and you had kids, but like,
no, I didn't even know. And that's not true either. Though my son kind of embraces it and says, "Okay, sure," but I don't like it. He says it. I know. He says it. I know what Rex does, and that's fine. It's like Alex Stein. Yeah, I think he's like a quarter Jew, and he embraces it and says he doesn't like Israel.
I just asked you to do the right thing. I'm not like trying to go after your kids or anything like that. I think that you have an opportunity to wake up a lot of white people, and you could organize them and get them thinking on, instead of like praying for a savior, that we've got to do the Americana thing. We've got to organize, and we've got to have a backbone as white people. And we cannot allow the Jews to replace our race. We cannot allow the Kalergi plan or the UN papers of 2000 that say they're legally going to replace us. We just can't do that. That's not America.
No, I know. And we were the first to expose the replacement migration documents. So I do know about that. But just to set the record straight about just because my children, actually, after I found out about it, I actually went and checked it. I didn't even know when I got married.
HT is not
the first time
sober. Don't do that. That's
3 years ago. Because I mean, I knew her parents, I knew her dad. Her dad's still alive at like 90. They look like John Wayne. They're Nichols from West Texas. And then it turned out that my wife's grandfather was a Jewish doctor, and then he married a Gentile lady in like East Texas.
So she's a quarter.
Yeah, but under the Jewish stuff, it doesn't even transfer through the mail. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's like this thing where if somebody's 5% black, they're 100% black or whatever, the one drop thing. People's identity is who they are. And so, so I guess that heritage is there, whatever. I'm not hiding from that heritage. I wouldn't call myself Native American just because on both sides of my dad's family.
I don't want to go after your family. I don't want to go after your family. Dude, that's low. I get Jew jacketed. They call me Mexican.
I mean, I'm proud. Well, let me just finish.
I don't want to be low. I don't want to do low.
I'm proud of my little bit of Native American heritage. But I would
shit. Alex, you're not an Indian, dude. I don't believe that for a second.
Hey,
I don't believe that. That's white guilt right there.
I'm actually proud of my Native American. I'm right at the cutoff to be able to get them. But anyways, well, let me tell you.
You're not Indian.
Let me tell you, my dad's dad was extremely handsome. and
What
he had
talking about?
black hair, duck's ass, baby blue eyes,
What is he even
dark
talking
skin,
about?
he was high cheekbones, good looking guy. Like pull up.
Alex was like, let me show you how handsome my father was, sir. Alex, this is a bit gay, if I'm being honest.
Is that background? Anyways, it doesn't matter. The point is, no, I think there's a lot of great Native Americans. I like Native Americans.
I don't care for them. They're just users.
Well, I mean, a lot of them got
Send
put
them
on
to
reservations,
Mexico.
given alcohol.
There's your morality.
But
There's
those
your
are
morality
the
again,
Native
Alex,
Americans that
caring
didn't.
about everyone.
Those are the Native Americans that integrate into society.
Yeah, I don't care about Indians. I only care about white people. Get it. Send them back to Mexico.
Do you have any idea how many people in Texas and Oklahoma have Native American background?
Oh no. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, listen, we could breed it out then, but all the rest of the full-blooded
Chuck Norris was a quarter Cherokee.
Yeah, well, Chuck was a Christ cuck.
You guys are just cynical, and everybody's bad but you, and you.
I'm being playful, Alex.
It always goes back to neo-pagan. Hitler
I'm not a
stuff.
pagan. I'm not a pagan.
And then you get all the pro-Hitler people saying he was pro-Christian. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. Thank you. He was not.
No, absolutely not.
No.
So my point is that I am a Christian, and I do believe in God, and I've had personal experiences. And look, you have your right to bash Christians all day. Okay, I'm not mad at you for it. It's just that I just don't think you know the culture, and I just
what
don't.
Culture?
Well, it's like when you talk
morality
about
for everyone, but
when you run your mouth against Native Americans in general, and when you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, who cares? Like, what's more important to you, securing the existence of white children, or like caring about like Native Americans? What's more important to you, white people or Native
No, I'm
Americans?
not doing some liberal kiss the Native Americans' ass.
Kinda.
No, I'm just simply saying, like, I care about all of humanity.
I don't. I care about my people. When does, like in the laws of nature, care about their own? Like, we need to just start practicing the laws of nature. I care about white people. That's it. We're in a problem.
Well, I think with the pendulum swung back, I get what you're saying. You need the Overton window to be way over here to get it moved back the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You ought to do a little bit of research on Texas and the Comanche and all that stuff. It's very interesting to get some history on that.
I don't care about non-white history. This is how they guilt white people. Like the Trail of Tears. Like, I live here.
I mean, but it is white history too. It's all intertwined.
Yeah, but I just want to, like, you're gonna call me we'll conquer you. Yeah, you want to piss off white people? You want to see a chimp out? See what happens when white people. And that's what's coming.
Well, the truth is, white people in general didn't rape, rob, and kill. They came in and built industry and science, and the populations which they came into with colonialism exploded and had incredible success. So it's just not true.
What's not true?
I mean, the Aztecs had already collapsed because of all their human sacrifice and behavior. And then once the Spanish took over,
the Council of Nicaea, the first thing they addressed was Christians chopping off their balls for Christ. Did you know that? The Council of Nicaea, the first thing they addressed was castration. Okay, because Christianity was teaching guys to be celibate and castrate for Christ. Look it up.
No, there was all sorts of sects. There was all sorts of little sects and groups that were doing different stuff. So
well, I'm just saying, like, listen, I don't care about religion. I care about the white race. And if religion's going to get in the way of the white race surviving, then I'm going to call it out. Because I'm all about the laws of nature. We are genetically superior. We need to start acting like it and stop tucking our tail and being scared of being called racist. Like, that's the end of the story. I don't care about people calling me names at this point. My race is on the verge of extinction. Okay, and we got to do something.
So in closing, though, how do you see this head-on collision happening with the way Israel's setting it up? Actually likes it. Israel's leadership, at least, does want to make it about Jews and their collaborators versus anti-Jews and their collaborators. And the whole world is shaping up with Israel saying, fine, you're against us. We'll just take everything over. becoming the stereotype, I don't see this ending well for anybody.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you mind if I plug my show?
Yeah, we already plugged it. Your thing's been on screen.
Can I plug it?
But hold on. Before you came on, we didn't tell you there were any rules, did we?
Oh, no, not dude. You've been totally cool. Listen, Alex Jones has not censored me.
No, I just have this pet peeve with callers, too. No, they ask if they can say something.
Not at all.
Yeah,
no, I appreciate it. Everyone was super excited. They couldn't believe you were having me on. So, like, kudos to you. You did not censor me. You didn't say I couldn't say nothing. You've totally been an American patriot.
Well, because that's one of the things I can't stand with the other people I've had on. In almost every case, they lie later and say, Jones turned to me and said, don't talk about Jews during this interview.
You didn't say that.
And no, but 4 or 5 of them have lied. I mean, cold cloth lied. That's
I'm
just
not going to lie on you.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. But my point is, people can interpret that. Yeah, we've already plugged your show. They find it at goyimtv.st, right?
Yeah, I have the most. Hey, listen, Joe Rogan watches my show. He threw a Roman. Would you throw a Roman with me?
Oh, no.
You know the Bellamy salute? Look up the Bellamy salute real quick.
Oh,
have your producer.
It's a Roman salute. I don't know what
Bellamy
salute is.
No, Bellamy salute. It's what Americans did. If you're Americano, Alex, we got to do the Bellamy salute together.
Oh, no.
Can you look? Can you ever?
I'm showing how ignorant I am. What's the Bellamy salute?
Yeah, put it on screen. Bellamy salute and then hit images. Let's go. You got to watch Return. What was it? Europa Last Battle. You got to watch that. All right, they pulled it up. There it is. You see it.
What did Joe Rogan say about you?
Joe Rogan said he watches my show because I pretend to be a gay. I pretend to be a gay Jew when I do this like me trolling, and then I pretend that I'm a leftist, and then I turn my filters on. I go red eyes, and I go white power, you gay son of a bitch, and I scare the shit out of him. Joe Rogan watches. There it is, dude. Bellamy salute. You see that? Look at the kids. Show the kids doing it. This is what we used to do in America before we had Jews come over and tell us we couldn't lift our arms up anymore.
Oh, no.
I mean, they made this illegal in Australia. We can't lift our arms up, dude. I mean, this is ridiculous. So let's do it together for America, Alex.
Well, the Bellamy,
let's do a Bellamy salute.
I know there's a salute like that. There's also the Roman salute, all that stuff. And
That's the Bellamy. Let's do the American one, the Bellamy.
I'm not big on doing seal tricks here.
No, look at that. Look at all those American kids. That's back when America was awesome, dude. Let's do it. Let's do it for the America.
God.
Nope, I'm not doing
wants
it.
to.
I'm not doing it. It's not that I'm scared to do it. I did a Hitler mustache as a joke. I'm just
dude, that looked good on you. That actually looked good on you, dude.
Do I if I do the Hitler salute or the Roman salute, will you throw me a fish?
Wait, will I throw you a fish?
You like I'm a seal.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you do that?
What car?
Sieg-Heil.
Yeah.
Sieg-Heil. Now we're going to take that out of context. I don't like Hitler. They'll still do it. All right, have fun.
Thank you so much. Hey, Alex, thank you for having me on. You're awesome, dude.
I can walk. Okay.
We must secure the existence of our people in the future for white children. Get sober, stay sober, white man.
I got to plug our stuff now. Harrison Smith, Jewish. We introduced him in a hosting. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for making me watch the rest of it. That was fucking awesome. And obviously HT is wrong and bad. And that whole salute thing at the end, totally disavow. Obviously, YouTube, I feel like I've disavowed everything HT ever has done and will do enough on this stream. Obviously, we oppose him in every possible way. You guys have fun? You guys have fun? That was fun. All right. Well, it's 8:30, and that means I have half an hour until my next stream, which will be at 9 p.m. with Jennifer. And we're doing Disenraged tonight, and we are watching Stephen Greer about aliens and the shadow government and Trump and all that stuff. And there's going to be no Hitler, and there's going to be no politics, and there's going to be no Nazis, and there's going to be no communists. There will be aliens, and that is what we'll be talking about at 9 p.m. And we'll be doing a special stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. to finish the one we started today. And we will be doing a spy stream tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. And it's going to be awesome. Okay? So, hope you guys enjoyed this little bonus episode. And I'm going to go take a break, and I'll see you guys, those of you who come back, in about half an hour.
How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital.
That's difficult to answer.